Hello, you're watching ERi-TV. Welcome to English News Broadcast. These are the major headlines. 33 patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests carried out today. The Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare states various contributions were made in support of families of martyrs. The global COVID-19 case and death toll continue to rise. And an armed gang abducts dozens of students in the north-central Nigeria. A local news. We have an announcement from the Ministry of Health. 33 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 and tests carried out today at quarantine centers in central, southern Red Sea, southern and Ansaba regions. Out of this, 27 patients are from quarantine center in Asmara Central region, 3 patients are from quarantine center in Asab, southern Red Sea region, 2 patients are from quarantine center in St. Ava, southern region. The last patient is from current Ansaba region. On the other hand, 41 patients will be receiving medical treatment in hospitals in the central 16, Gashbarka 15, southern 10 regions have fully recovered and have been discharged from these facilities. The total number of recovered patients to date has accordingly risen to 3,853, while the number of deaths stands at 14. And the total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 4,094. Ministry of Health, Asmara, May 31st, 2021. The Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare reported that the overall contribution nationals inside the country and abroad extended in the past years of independence in support of families of martyrs attest to the respect and honor they have towards the martyrs. Stating that support to families of martyrs is not to be left to the government only, Mr. ERi-TV, Director of Well-being of Families of Martyrs at the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare, said nationals inside the country and abroad have contributed about 158 million nakfa. Mr. ERi also said 86 families of martyrs have been rehabilitated with over 1,119 nakfa contributed by nationals in the diaspora. Nationals in Tessenate contributed over 4,597 nakfa for rehabilitation of 342 families of martyrs, and similar initiative was taken in our audit for the rehabilitation of 56 families of martyrs. He also said a number of families of martyrs have also been rehabilitated with small businesses, livestock, and other materials. He also called on every national to reinforce contribution in support of families of martyrs with a view to enable them become self-supportive and productive members of the society. Eritrean nationals in Israel and Northern Emirates celebrated the 30th Independence Day anniversary under the theme Resilient as Ever. The celebration event held in Tel Aviv on the 29th of May featuring cultural and artistic performances. The participants' renewed pledge to strengthen organizational capacity and contribution of the nationals' development programs. Likewise, Eritrean nationals inside Dubai and Northern Emirates celebrated the 30th Independence Day anniversary on the 27th of May at the premises of the Eritrean Embassy, stating that the Independence Day anniversary is being celebrated at the time in which Eritrea emerged victorious following the various hostilities and conspiracies. Mr. Osman Mohammed Omar, Eritrean ambassador to the United Arab Emirates, congratulated the Eritrean people and its defense forces. Mr. Abdulakir Mohammed Saeed, chairman of the National Holidays Coordinating Committee, called for strengthening organizational capacity and participation in the national development drives. And now international news is next after a short break. Welcome back. The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases globally surpassed 171 million today, with the death toll exceeding 3.5 million. And the number of recovered patients has exceeded 153.5 million. This is according to World Meters. President Cyril Ramaphosa has announced that South Africa is to reimpose stricter measures against COVID-19, fearing that the whole country will soon face a third wave of the pandemic. Four of the nation's 9 provinces, including Gauteng, which includes Johannesburg and Pretoria, and has the biggest population, are already battling a third wave of infections. South Africa is officially the worst hit country on the continent, with more than 1.65 million cases and more than 56,000 deaths. Regarding vaccine, India will have nearly 120 million doses of coronavirus vaccines available for domestic use in the month of June, the government said in a boost to its immunization campaign that has been blemished by shortages of jobs. Authorities in Vietnam have detected a new coronavirus variant that is being hybrid by strains found in India and the United Kingdom. This according to the country's official. An armed gang abducted dozens of students from an Islamic school in the northern central Nigerian state of Niger yesterday, according to police and state government officials. Some 200 children were at the school at the time of yesterday's attack, the Niger state government said, adding that unconfirmed number had been taken. The abduction came a day after 14 students from a university in northwestern Nigeria were freed, having spent 40 days in captive. A spokesman for Niger State's police said gunmen on motorcycles attacked the town of Tegena and the Rafi local government areas of the state at around 3 p.m. local time yesterday. Armed groups carrying out kidnapping for ransom have been blamed for a series of raids on schools and universities in northern Nigeria in recent months, abducting more than 700 students from ransom since December. West African leaders have suspended Mali from their regional bloc in response to last week's coup that stopped shortage of imposing new sanctions. Leaders of the 15-member Economic Community of West African States, or ECOWAS, held an emergency summit in Ghana's capital, Accra, to agree to response to the Mali's militaries for the second time in 9 months. Mali's neighbors and international powers fear the latest revolt will jeopardize a commitment to hold a presidential election next February and undermine a regional fight against armed groups linked to Al-Qaeda and ISIS. Speaking after the meeting, Ghana's Foreign Minister Shirley Ayokor said Mali's suspension from ECOWAS takes immediate effect until the deadline of the end of February 2022, when the country's interim leaders are supposed to hand over to a democratically elected government. There was no immediate response from Goita, who attended the summit. That's it for today, and now let's remind you of the top stories. 33 patients diagnosed positive for COVID-19 tests carried out today. The Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare states various contributions were made in support of families of martyrs. The global COVID-19 case and death toll continue to rise. And an armed gang abducted dozens of students in the north-central Nigeria.